Okay, welcome back, guys. So it is Christmas Day. I actually did this entire episode on Christmas Day. I don't know that YouTube is gonna let me upload it in time for you guys to watch it, but I really wanted to make an episode where I built a Christmas tree, and I know I should have done this sooner and I didn't, so I'm sorry about that, but maybe you guys will get to see it tomorrow and you can kind of keep the Christmas spirit alive a little bit. So we're just gonna hop right into it. But I decided that we were gonna build a Christmas tree, and I wanted it up there on that cliff. My brain wasn't even thinking about the fact that I could just take my happy gas and go up there. I don't know why. So I just trekked my way over there through the grass and the blocks, and I really hate this area above my base because it's super thick with all these trees and I can't get through anything. I think at some point I need to make like a cute little path, but until then I just ended up making my way through. And once I got up here and I got a better look at everything, I realized that this isn't even connected to the ledge that I need to be at. So the ledge is actually over there, and this is about when I realized I could have just grabbed my happy gas. I don't know what's wrong with me, so I made my way back down. I had to grab some supplies and stuff anyways. I needed leather boots because there's a lot of snow up there, and I can't quite show you guys my chest room yet because I have done a lot of work in there and I'm just not ready to show you guys. It's coming out in one of the other episodes. This episode was just kind of a spur of the moment, just had a lot of time on my hands and decided that I just wanted to build this tree for you guys for Christmas. So I went into the storage room and I got what I needed, and here we are back up at the cliffside. I was checking out this area, and at first I was thinking maybe I'd build the tree here and I was gonna have to clear out some space, but then I decided that over to the left, this cliff where there's nothing would make more sense to put it there, and it's kind of more in line with where my base is at anyway, so I wouldn't really have to clear a whole lot out, and that's where I decided to build it. So I grabbed my happy gas and let's get into it. Also, just a little fun fact, I also did not know that you had to lure your happy gas with snowballs. And so this entire time I was thinking, oh, it'll just come back to me. And I'm trying right here to get it to come back, and it's sort of doing it, but not really. And it's not close enough for me to get to. So I just jumped. That was so scary. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't miss that. But anyways, so moving on, I got more supplies. I made sure to grab some snowballs this time around. I kept putting him on a lead at first and thinking that that would work okay, but that proved to be kind of a pain in the butt too. So anyways, that's when I realized I just needed to find out if you could lure them and how to. And you'd think I would have remembered this from whenever I created the Happy Ghast and looked everything up, but I didn't. That's just not how my brain works. So I ended up putting him on a lead here just for a little while, and then sorry, I actually forgot to record this first part where I built the base of the tree. But as you can see, it's fairly uniform, and I was looking up some tutorials because I am not good at building trees. I just don't do a lot of that. So I was looking into, kind of how it should be done, and I didn't use spruce leaves for this or anything. I actually used birch leaves. I just felt like I didn't want it to completely blend into the surroundings of all of the darker green leaves that were around here, so I was taking all of the birch trees and stripping them and then knocking them down, and I kind of like the look of it. So at this point I've gotten close to the top and I'm just filling in the leaves here. Figured I'd make it as uniform as possible, but then obviously I'm gonna have to start making it smaller as we go up, and I was trying to figure that out too, and I don't know. I decided to make this tree not super massive, although I think I would have liked for it to be a little bigger. But I decided to make more of like a medium-ish size tree. But here I am filling in the rest of it. I made the top a little bit taller. I started making each level a little bit smaller. And so here I am doing I'd say like the second layer from the top. And then obviously you got to fill in this section here so the trees planks aren't showing. And so once I got here, I think I could have made it just a little bit better. But anyways, I kept filling in all the little empty spaces through here. I made my way down to each different level to fill it in. And then after this, we're gonna put the red ribbon around the tree. Look how gorgeous that sunset is. I like being on the Happy Ghast up here because it's so hilly. You can see my base and like every biome around it. Okay, so I'm just gonna tie him off here. And then we're gonna grab some more supplies. And I'm back. So I went ahead and I filled in the tree just a little bit more, made it a little bit thicker, and then filled that out a tad more. And man, I'm thinking it's starting to look pretty good. Once I got to this part, I did make it another block taller. So I don't know, at this point, I felt like it was looking okay-ish, but then there's this bare part right here and I wasn't really sure. So I thought about it for a little bit and I got back on the happy gas, and you can see it here kind of, but it's not lit up yet, so it's a little hard to see. But I went and grabbed some wool and some red dye and made some red wool, and then this is going to be essentially what we're using for the red ribbon to go around the tree. I don't have a ton of supplies yet, so I didn't have very much concrete or anything else, and I wasn't really sure what would look best, but because I didn't have a lot of supplies, I didn't want to spend all this time gathering it just to see what would look best right now, since I'm trying to push this video out today, or hopefully tomorrow at the latest. Okay, so here it is come together a little bit. I think I'm gonna have to fix it though, because I need to fill in a little bit more of this tree. I went ahead and I fixed it just a little bit, and I tried to wrap it around a little bit more, and I still need to bring it all the way around down towards the bottom, but I think I'm gonna fix this little section right here because I don't quite like how it's looking, but I think it looks a lot better than it did before. Okay, so here I am finishing it up. I think it's starting to look a lot better. This is gonna be the very end of it. It's gonna wrap around all the way to the front. And then I cleared this section out as well, and I'm gonna put snow blocks all around the tree. And then after that, we're gonna start placing glowstone and some lamps just to light it up a bit. Also, just realized that I can fly my happy gas towards caves that are up higher that would be really hard to get to. And I got really excited and sidetracked, so I'm sorry about that. And here I am trying to fix the ribbon again, but I don't know. I think I'll add one more right here. Yeah, I like that. So I ended up running out of a bunch of supplies, and I had to go back and gather a bunch of sheep, breed them, and wait for them to grow their wool back so I could continue to shear them. And I needed to make their area a bit bigger because I kept breeding them and it was just getting too tight and crammed. Afterwards, I also ended up making more dye so we could have more red, white, and other colored wool, because I'm also going to make a giant present to stick next to the tree. Okay, so here's the best part. We're gonna put the star on top. We're gonna do 5 up, and then 2 on each side. So it's 5 across. And then fill in the little corners. And I know it's not, necessarily the greatest looking star, but I wasn't really sure what else to do with the supplies that I had on hand at the moment, so it's gonna be good enough for now. I still think that star could come down a block though, and I could get rid of one of the top blocks of leaves. And then we're gonna start placing the glowstone and the lanterns just to give it a little color and some lighting. We'll definitely be able to see this from the base, and I'll show you guys that at the very end. And now it's time to fill in the snow blocks because we need it to look just a little bit more Christmassy, and it's gonna snow up here anyways. And I'm surprised that it hasn't been snowing since I started building this, but I went ahead and stole some snow from the trees next to us, and I'm just gonna fill in this entire area with it. Okay, and now to start on the present, I decided to use white wool, and then we're gonna do red, I think, on the corners to make it look kind of like a red gift with like a white ribbon. Okay, and here it is. I think that's the only one I'm gonna make for now. I really just want to make this a quick video for you guys. I hope everyone had a really great Christmas, and if you don't celebrate Christmas, then I hope you had a great Thursday. As you can see, this is what it looks like at night, and I missed a little snow block right there. You can see the dirt block under the gift, so I'm gonna fix that here in a minute. But otherwise, I think it's pretty cute. And I'll show you now what it looks like from the inside of my base. You can definitely see it. It lights up real nice. I love it. Well, I had a great Christmas, and I hope you guys did too. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.